Xandria Azure Bolt squinted through the swirling fog, her eyes still ablaze with arcane fury. Many spirits had fallen to her magic, yet she sensed the battle was far from won. A soft rustling of vegetation caught her attention, and a shrouded figure emerged ahead of her, drifting through the temple wall and unleashing a shuddering moan. Misery and despair filled Xandria's heart, and it was all she could do to stay on her feet. The guy thrust out a bony arm, and a line of thorny brambles coiled forth, rustling against the breeze. The air hummed with magical energy, and Xandria knew at once that she was facing a spellcaster of great power. She raised her staff and prepared to fight. Hello and welcome to the Hobby Corner. My name's Kev and this is my Mortal Realms series. In this episode we're going to be looking at the rules on how to dispel or counter other spells, and also how to use the thorns of the Briar Queen, especially the Briar Queen herself. So before we get started, please make sure that you do click that subscribe button and the bell icon next to it, and that way you get notifications whenever I upload more videos like this. Also, please tell all your friends and family about me, spread the good news. Lastly, tons of links down below for amazing groups to check out, especially the Chilling Wargamers website. Hey, got my t-shirt, and there are some ways of supporting the channel as well. Every penny that you donate goes straight to running this channel and improving the quality, so every penny counts. Now let's get to it, casting and unbinding spells. Okay, so what you want to do is lay the board out like this, fold it underneath. I'm going to get Miss Azure Bolt and place her there, and your Briar Queen over there. You're also going to need your dice, some counters if you need them, and your range ruler. I've misplaced my range ruler, so I'm using a tape measure, so it's all good. Right, now we're going to be learning about unbinding spells. So you know how to cast a spell from the last game. You know, you roll your 2 dice. For Arcane Bolt, if you roll 5 or more, it's cast. If you roll 10 or more, then you do D3 amount of damage. But when you roll a dice, say, okay, I rolled 10. If the Briar Queen wanted to unbind it and stop it, it should have to roll more. So it should have to roll 11 or 12, which doesn't happen. You only got 5. So the spell would be cast, and then you can work out how much damage it does. Now, let's get to it, shall we? So we've got them set up. In this game, the Briar Queen will start first. So let's get to it. Right, so Briar Queen starts off with the hero phase. She's going to cast a spell, it's Arcane Bolt. So you roll the 2 dice, 5 or more to cast it. Didn't cast. Okay, so no problem. So she can move up to 6 inches. I don't think there's any point in her moving because she has a ranged attack as well. So I'm going to leave her there. So that's moving over. We move on to shooting. So she has a ranged attack. It's 3 dice. And you need a 3 or more to hit. Each hit does 1 damage. So she's basically whipping out her fines. So let's see. 1, 2. So she's done 2 damage. So I'm going to use this dice, and Azure Bolt has 5 wounds, so we take 2 away, leaving her with 3. Put that on the base. We're shooting over. Briar Queen has nothing else to do. She can't charge into combat, so we move on to Azure Bolt's first turn. So she's going to cast a spell, obviously, Arcane Bolt in her hero phase. It's cast with a 7. Now, the Briar Queen can unbind the spell if she rolls an 8 or more. Ooh, no she didn't. She rolled a 7. It's exactly the same, which doesn't unbind it. So, Miss Azure Bolt takes 1 damage off of the Briar Queen. And the Briar Queen, of course, has 5. Oh, okay, it's the same. So she's down to 4. I'll put it next to the base. Right. Now, Azure Bolt hasn't got any ranged attacks, so I'm thinking it'll be better for her to move towards the Briar Queen. So she moves 5 inches, measuring from the front to the front, like so. She's going to charge right at her. She's not within 3 inches, so she can't just pile in. So we move on to the Briar Queen's turn 2. So she's going to cast the spell Arcane Bolt, and it's cast on a 7. Azure Bolt's going to try and unbind it, and she did with an 11. Woo! That's definitely not cast. Okay, I think the Briar Queen's going to move away to try and keep the distance. So 6 inches is where she can move, and then she's going to do a free ranged attack, needing 3s to hit. Well, there you go. Sandra Azure Bolt is down. Wow. So anyway, you get the gist of casting spells and unbinding them. So that's that. So we'll have another quick playthrough, and we'll start with her again. So Arcane Bolt, she cast it on a 10. Azure Bolt, we're gonna unbind on a 9. No, so she does D3. 1. Okay, so she's down to 4. Now she's gonna do her ranged attack on 3s. Does 2 more. She's down to 2. Oh, she's whipping there. Now it's her turn. She's going to cast a spell at her. It's a turn. She's going to try and unbind it. It's a 7. Oh, okay. And it's D3 damage. 3 damage. Boom. So she's down to 2. Okay. She's also going to then march forward. Do the 5-inch. Like so. Will she enter combat before it's over? Who knows? Briar Queen's turn. She's going to cast a spell. It's cast. Azure Bolt's going to dispel. Yeah, she's unbound the spell. Okay, now she's going to use her 3. She's not going to move. She's going to do 3 ranged attacks with 3 up to need, and it's only 1. Oh, this is going to be close. Okay. Azure Bolt's turn. She's going to cast the spell. It's just cast. Ooh, and then Briar Queen's going to unbind. Yes, it's unbound with the 8, so it's higher. She's going to move now for 5 inches, like so. And now it's combat. She in 3 inches? She is. She's going to pile in. Boom. Now she needs 3 attacks, needing 3s to hit. All hit. Each one does D3 damage. She's dead. Boom. Okay, well, that says it all, really. Lovely. Oh, we're recording. Okay. Biscuit crumbs off it. Alright. And what an interesting tutorial that was. The ability for both combatants to move around the board so freely means that the Briar Queen can keep a good amount of distance away from Azure Bolt, which means that she can do her ranged attacks and the spells without ever coming into contact and just obliterating Sandra Azure Bolt. But you got to remember, this is still with the rolling to hit system. It's hasn't got the rolls to wound or any armor saves, which we'll be learning further on. So the survivability will massively increase after all of that. So, I mean, the secret is to get as quickly as possible into combat if you're playing Sentry or Shorebolt, but the chances of that are very unlikely. Anyway, next up, we're going to be playing with the recommended advanced rules. In the back of the page, it also says to take on the gryph-hound for the Stormcast side and the rest of the thorns of the Briar Queen for the Nighthaunt. So let's see how they match up. On the back it says you can use additional forces, so let's try that out. She gets to go first. She casts her spell and it's cast on a 7. The shield belt's gonna unbind it. No, she didn't unbind it. So 1 damage has been taken already. Okay. Is she gonna move? Yes. But I'm gonna move them like this. Just as like a sort of shield. And then of course she's got to stay within coherency because they're a unit. Now she's going to do a ranged attack. Going to do them at the gryph-hound. So I need 3s to hit. Ouch. The gryph-hound's dead. Alright. That's the end of that turn. The Shieldbolt's turn. Just going to cast a spell at this unit. And it's cast on a 7. Briar Queen's going to spell. 7. No, it goes through. Does the damage, and 1 is removed as casualty. I'm going to move forward. 5. And is she in range? 3? No, she's out. Okay, next turn. Hero phase. Cast a spell. It's cast on a 7. And she's going to unbind. No, she didn't unbind. Taking another wound off. Ouch. Let's do moving. Okay. Now she's going to do a shooting attacks. 3s to hit. Down to 1. Yikes. And now they're all going to pile in. Yep. This is going to hurt. It's definitely not going to end well. They all get 2 attacks each. All doing 4+. I don't even have to roll all the dice. It's dead. And that's the end of that. So there's no way that the additional forces suggested at back are anywhere near balanced, because you could just shoot the gryph-hound off the table straight away and she can't get in combat quick enough. He can go to 9 inches, bring him there, and then he'll almost be in combat. So if you're going to play this, I'd say take a unit of castigators, so you have that ranged ability, and that will kind of offset her ranged ability, and they should be more balanced then. So gryph-hound definitely with her and the castigators against these lot, and it should be balanced. So once again, you can see that the Stormcast in this scenario are outclassed. The Nighthaunt have the numbers, they have the ranged attacks, they can just sit back and, you know, be reactive rather than the ones charging forward. So it's, you know, it's only a scenario. I'm not going to do a bigger game because it does take a lot more time, and I'm going to wait until we get more rules to do the bigger games, or more models to flesh out the units. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know in the comments below what you think, and about the scenario, about the rules, and about the series so far. and thank you for watching. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.